All right, just a quick update on Venture Global. People have been asking about it in the comments. So Venture Global is up about 20% in the past week, and I've mentioned before that I'm long, and I bought early, so I'm still down a little on it, but I think it's fine. So what happened in the past week to make it go up 20%? Well, first it was underpriced, as I mentioned before. If you compare it to its nearest competitor that's comparable, which would be Cheniere. Cheniere trades at a low double-digit PE, and Venture Global was trading at a mid-single-digit PE. So it was kind of underpriced on that perspective, especially because of the lawsuits that they were going through with several customers. And it went up 20% last week because one of their competitors, Energy Transfer, which has a lot of pipeline assets, was building an LNG facility down in Louisiana, and they did have enough for the they did have enough customers to complete the project, but what they wanted to do was sell 80% of the project to others and reduce their risk. And to do that, they needed more customers for their capacity, and they didn't get that, so they announced they were closing it down. And that should sound like bad news for Venture Global, because if LNG demand is down, then that would mean that they're in trouble. But it just so happens where they were building their facility is where one of the places where Venture Global has their facilities. I can't remember if it's Plaquemines or Calcasieu, but so those customers that were going to do business with Energy Transfer now need some place to buy their LNG, and that it's probably going to be Venture Global. And so that's why it's up 20% in the past week, and the story still looks good. Why is it still depressed? A lot of it has to do with those lawsuits, because they were, when natural gas was high and their facilities weren't fully operational, they were selling those shipments of LNG to the highest bidder instead of the people that had contracted with them, which was allowed under the contract, because when the facilities are fully operational, they have to sell under the contract, but until that time, they can sell it to a higher bidder. There were 3 arbitrations. One they settled, one they won, one they lost, and there are a few more in the pipeline. And if those get settled in Venture Global's favor, this is going to skyrocket. If they go against them, depends how much they're on the hook for. Venture Global thinks it will be less than $700 million, even if they lose all of them. But there's no real way of knowing. And one of the big competitors that lost their lawsuit against them, I can't remember if it was BP or Shell, decided to appeal their decision in arbitration, and then the stock tanked after that. And as a former corporate lawyer, if you look up how hard it is to appeal an arbitration, it's kind of laughable, because in the 25 years I've been practicing law, I can remember maybe a handful of cases that an arbitration award has ever been overturned. So I'm still okay with Venture Global. There is predicted to be an oversupply of LNG in 2027 or 2028. And so if Venture Global finishes these lawsuits and they have their facilities online and they're producing under these long-term contracts for 20 years, everything's going to be fine. If they can't wrap everything up before 27 or 2028, that could be a problem for them, because they'd be signing contracts at a time when there is an oversupply of LNG. But as long as they get everything sorted before 2027 or 2028, I think I'm comfortable with it. But it's not a easy, risk-free, free money trade. But I was buying in dribs and drabs when it was $6, $5. I'm kind of fully invested, so I didn't want to go nuts. But here it goes. It dropped below $6, so Buying a little bit here or there felt like cheating. But even at 712, it's up 20% from the bottom. But the story's gotten better. So one of their competitors voluntarily bowed out, and it's going to help them directly because it's in the area where they have their operations. So I'm still holding on this. I'm not buying any more now, but I have some puts that I sold, which may expire, and I may get assigned some shares, so I may be buying some more, whether I like it or not. But like I said, I'm holding this. And before, when I bought it, I sold at it was like 14.88, and sold like 90% of my position, and it kept going down and down, and so I didn't mind adding more on the way back. And if it goes up again, I'll sell again. I'm not married to this. This isn't one that I want to hold for the next 10 years like St. Joe, but it's an interesting one. So let me know what you think in the comments. Have a great day, everyone.